Hello there, welcome to my channel, New Beginnings, my everyday life in rural Cyprus. Don't forget to check out my other channel as well, Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty. And you'll see some other content on there. Do always look at my playlist on both channels to find exactly the sort of video that you are looking for. Now I'm going to start today by showing a little 2-minute clip, and that is to explain it's a big holiday here in Cyprus and it is the Cyprus Independence Day. So I'll show you my little short video on that. And just to say, I don't know if it's in the clip or not, but whatever number, so the date, whatever the day of the week is, we will always celebrate it on that number date. So, for example, if it's a Thursday, then we'll always celebrate it on a Thursday. Or if it's a Tuesday, it'll be a Tuesday. So it's not like, for example, an English bank holiday where it is always celebrated on the nearest Monday. So I'll just share with you a quick little clip of that to save me explaining it. And then I will be straight back with you with today's rest of the program. So let me find that for you.
Cyprus was a colony of Great Britain from 1878 until 1960. For several centuries, Cyprus has been ruled by the Ottoman, Byzantine, Greek, Egyptian, Persian, Asman, and Phoenician empires. The island became independent from the British colonists after the EOKA struggles, Ethnic Organosis Kyprion Agoniston, whose aims was unification with Greece through the armed struggle in 1955 to 1959. The campaign against the British lasted 4 years before the agreement for the establishment of the Republic of Cyprus. A ceasefire was reached in August 1960 and Cyprus attained independence after the Zurich and London Agreement between the United Kingdom, Greece and Turkey. Cyprus became independent from the British with the ROC coming into being on August 19, 1960, and on 20th September Cyprus joined the United Nations and the British Commonwealth. Archbishop Macarius III, the leader of the island's Greek community, became the first president of Cyprus. The anniversary has been celebrated since 1960. It is a public holiday, always celebrated on the 1st of October. In Lefkosia, the capital of Cyprus, there's a parade which includes the police and fire services parading.
So that's a little bit about it. And obviously, as I said, it's a holiday here, so places are shut today. Let's do first of all our normal Wednesday things, and then I've got lots of updates and chats for you and strange things going on. Let's start today with this. Okay, so let me just get rid of that off the screen. I get in the right old state. Okay, I did show you what I'd picked out to read next out of books that my friend had given me. And we talked about, I'd heard this title, I'm pretty sure it's a film, and it's called Angela's Ashes, a memoir of a childhood. And it's by Frank McCourt, who is Frank or Francis or Frankie in the story. So it's a true story. It's an Irish family and it's about their struggles and big struggles with no money, no food, so on and so forth. Now, I said I wasn't going to start reading it yet because I like to every now and then go back to some Greek books, Greek language books. I've read this much. I love a book. I really love a book. So I thought I'll just start reading it, see how it goes. And I'm this far through. So far, I'd say 7.5 to 8. I think if you're Irish, and obviously there's things in there, that words and things, if you're an older person and you've lived in Ireland or you've got Irish families, you probably relate to this a lot more. So, but without that, it's quite religious, obviously, because Irish people are Catholics, very strong Catholics. There's a lot of that in it about what they have to do, and they never explain to the children why they have to do what they have to do, and so on and so forth. But overall, yeah, I'd say a good 7.5, maybe an 8, because it's the children going to school. Lots of the children have already died. So it's the real struggles of poverty in Ireland. That's what I want to say. So I'm sure, as Steve from Steve and Tina Jewell was saying last time, he thought as well, Angela's Ashes, that really rings a bell. Can't say I've seen the film, but after I've read it, I'm going to look it up on YouTube and see if I can find it. But yeah, it's doing well. I did read a bit more just now. So this front bit is how much I've read. So not too much more to go. Again, it's one you can pick up and put down because there's lots of bits in it. Okay, so that's what I'm reading done. Another update we normally do on a Wednesday is this. Okay, so my cross stitch that I'm currently doing. I have done some more since last week. I think I told you all the setup, how I have to do it somewhere completely different now. Did I tell you about that? So I've done more filling in and coming across on this whole bottom section. This is the section I'm working on now. Working down there. Any guesses as to what it is? As I say, the title is something very specific. So it wouldn't be, for example, a forest. It would be the Amazon jungle, something like that. So it's a very specific title. That's what I'm doing there. I'm actually on a third colour. I don't know if you can tell or not, but there are 3 colours in that, and it's quite difficult because of seeing. And I think I'm getting worse seeing now. I do it with a magnifying glass. I wouldn't even be able to begin without. But I feel like I'm still squinting. So I didn't that long ago go for another eye test. That's the bag I keep it in. Didn't go that long ago. So she said I was okay with what I had. Okay, let's do our Wednesday puzzle piece. Okay, so today's question is true or false. So if you're in the chat, you can only have one guess. You can't change your mind. So you're not going to be correct by putting both answers in the chat. The question is true or false. Spiral Staircase was the name of an American pop group. Is that true or is that false? Spiral Staircase. If you're American, you've got more chance of getting that right, I would think. True or false. So later on in the live, I will remind you of the question and then give you the answer. Okay, what else? Let's do chats and catch up then. Let's do that. And I will be doing some Q&A after this, some more of your questions, answering some more of your questions. Now, as usual, I've got a little whiteboard here. So I think of something during the week, I just write it on the whiteboard, squeeze it into my Wednesday category, because I normally answer your questions on a Wednesday. So I do have some bits there to remind me. The first thing is the beginning of every month, I select a channel that follows me and I do a seed giveaway, and I just randomly select a channel that watches me a lot, comments a lot, and I put that on my community post. So if you go to my community post, scroll down, you'll see there's always every month the same picture now I use is hands like this holding seeds. I think there's some vegetables small across the bottom. So that's where you need to look if you're just looking for that. And I've just posted the recipient of who will get the seeds this month. It does give you a place to go if you're interested in receiving them, where you can look. It's a video URL and it's underneath it. It tells you what seeds I've currently got available and which ones do you want from that list. You can have all of them, but some people only specifically want certain types of things. So you're welcome to say all of them or just pick what you want from there. That's why you get a link to the video. And also the video talks about the seed giveaway and explains what I need from you, which is basically an address where to send them and what you would like sent. So there's that. So that's up now. I've just posted it. Sometimes I'll do it a couple of days before the beginning of the month, just because like this month it's like chaos at the moment, which I'll talk about in a minute. So I don't forget, I'm sometimes do it at the end of the month. If your name's there, you only get 1 month in which to apply. So it's not rolling. If you don't see it in that month, then you lose out, unfortunately. And someone did ask me recently, I'd really like to get your free seeds. And I was like, well, you had the option and you didn't come to me in that month. So everyone might get another chance later on, so don't be upset by it. When I've run out of channels or can't think of anyone else, if you are interested in being picked, then do drop me a line or under this live and just say, oh yes, I'm very interested in that. I'll add your name to the list if it's not already there. But I've got 6.5k viewers, subscribers. So obviously some of you will have to wait some time, but do let me know if you're interested in them. And it's nice, those of you who, when you receive them, you make a video on it, which is very nice. I love to see those. We have Steve and Tina Jewell in the chat. Steve says, morning Dawn, just had a bit of a lie-in. That's fine. You haven't missed a lot. I've showed the clip of what holiday it is today in Cyprus, what public holiday. So you only really missed that. And my book, what book I'm reading. Oh, and you missed the question, the puzzle piece of the day. So let's play that again. Okay, today's question was true or false. You can only put one answer in the chat. True or false? Spiral Staircase was the name of an American pop group. Spiral Staircase. Is that true or is that false? It's worth a guess, is it not? Even if you don't know. Be nice to see your answer and then put guess, or if you know for sure the answer or you think you know. So there's that. Okay, other updates. So I've said the seed giveaway. I can't tell you anything at the moment, although a lot's been happening on it about selling our other property. It went absolutely crazy. I'm going to wait till we've made a decision on it and based on things. I might even make a video on it because it's very long and complicated and we're still waiting for something else at the moment. It's very easy to sell your property in Cyprus, so don't be fooled by what's occurred here. I don't think we're selling it now, but I'll explain it better. It'd just be so complicated. I want to make sure I get all the facts in the right order. So that's to come. On Thursday, we're going to the wine festival. It's an annual thing here. They have shifted it back a little bit. It used to be the end of September, and it's on for about 4 or 5 nights. 4 or 5 nights. You get free wine there all evening. You get a carafe you can buy, but we take one with us. It has to be their one, but we keep it and take it back. You get that filled up. You get free wine from the municipality. Plenty of places to eat traditional Cypriot food. You can buy wines there. Plenty to see and do there. It's in a big municipality park, so it's outside. As you can see, it's still summer, even though it's evening, but it does start to cool down a little bit. Not yet. So what time is it now? It's 5:45 at night now. I would say about 7:30. You don't need to put cardigan or jumper on or anything yet, but you can feel it's cool. It's not like staggeringly hot all night now. So you wouldn't need a coat or a jumper, but because we'll probably be there till about 11 o'clock at night, I'm thinking about just taking something to cover my arms up. So we will be going there on Thursday. That's tomorrow, isn't it? Oh, tomorrow we will be going there. We do go to a lot of different cultural things and that, but as I say, that's every year. It's been going for many years now. I think the 60s it started. I've done quite a few videos on it, so if you're interested in that, I should put one up. Hey, we have Squirrels in the chat. Hello to you. Yeah, so I probably won't do much footage there. I might do a little bit, but I've filmed 2 or 3 years there. I've tried to do different ways of filming there, so it's not the same each time. And one year I actually did the grape pressing dance, you know, where you go in the great big wooden barrel and you dance to crush the grapes. I actually did that. So Mike filmed me doing that. It's like a proper dance. I've got a video on that if you want to see that. So yeah, we'll be going to that, and that's coming just nicely because on Friday we have our first World Packer volunteer. Now, we've done volunteering for years now, but I've always used Workaway. We have actually got a World Packer coming, and he is here until the 24th of October. I have stories about another couple that were going to come straight after that. Oh dear. I went on World Packers platform because sometimes with Workaway you get people that say they want to come and then that's it. They apply to you. All the information's there, so there wouldn't be a reason they then don't come. So I thought I'm going to try World Packers. I'm still with Workaway as well. I'm still with those, but I thought, well, let's see what happens with World Packers. And I have said I'm going to make a full video on comparing the two, and it will be from a host point of view because obviously I don't volunteer. So it will be from how you set it up, both platforms, the pros and cons of both. And I wouldn't say one is better than the other. They both have their weaknesses, but different weaknesses. So I need to get a little bit more into World Packers first. But as I say, we were supposed to have another couple after the one coming leaves. Now, they wanted to come at the time and overlap when the one coming was here. So I said, well, you you can come from, we were going to have the weekend between the two, and then you can come here. So then they said, could you actually extend the dates? Because if we're paying the cost of flying to Cyprus, it's not like Europe where you can go on to somewhere else. We're paying specifically for a flight to come to you. Well, then could you actually extend the dates? And that would mean they would have been coming on the 27th of October. So I'd originally said you can come 27th of October to the 14th of November. And they said, can you extend it because we're paying to come? We'd like to stay a month or more. So I wrote back, I said, well, you could actually stay until, what was I going to do with them? I haven't got it now because I've thrown it away. I think we were going to quite late, 24th, I think, of November. So I said, you could come to them. But the reason we don't open the dates normally late November or beyond that is because we're on solar, and obviously the hot water that they would use in the utility block is only heated by a solar panel. It's not like a gas boiler or anything. It's an outbuilding. So I said, if you wanted to risk that, but it's not our fault, you can't write bad comments, obviously, if you don't get hot water, if that's what you want to do. Like, oh, yes, that's fine. We're happy for that. La, la, la. Great. So I said, right, you'd have to change the dates that, like what you wrote, because it's the system of World Packers. You approve the dates they've asked for. So if I approved them, it would be the old dates. So I said, can you put another request in for the date? Then I can approve that. Then they hit confirm, and then both sides, it has to happen. So fine. And then they wrote and they said, but now we see in your profile, now you would have read the profile first, wouldn't you? Or else you wouldn't know where you were coming. We see in your profile you don't offer food, but you say you grow your own food. So how would that work? How can we have your food? So we want free food. They want free food. Oh, by the way, he's asked to bring his boyfriend with him. And I'm not sure if that's kosher or not anyway, because on Workaway, they have to have both names and info on both names. But anyway, so we want free food, all meals provided for. And we also see now as well, you say you need your own transportation. But we're not going to get our own transportation. So basically I reminded them that the food is not like a farm and have loads of farm workers, like high produce of food. It's purely our food for ourselves. And secondly, I don't drive, so I don't know how you think you're going to get here. So I don't drive. How do you think you're going to get here then? So they wanted to go from, we only asked 3 hours help a day for 5 days a week, which no one does that little. And you're supposed to be doing a cultural exchange. So they're supposed to be out and about. Hence why, if you really want to see somewhere, it is a good cheap holiday. Just give us 3 hours and everything else. I'm surprised he didn't say, well, can you pay for our flights as well? So for 2 of them, working 3 hours a day, they wanted 3 meals as well. They wanted transportation. And as Mike said, he said, well, how did they think they were going to go out and buy food and that anyway, or go out and about? And don't forget, they wanted to stay a month or more. So what, are you going to be a taxi service? And I have put specifically in the profile, there is absolutely nothing that you can walk to. There's no shops, there's no bus stops, we don't have trains in Cyprus, but there's nowhere, you can't walk to the sea. It looks near, but the way you'd have to walk down the mountain, it's not straight down. So you'd have to go like this to get to the sea. There's nowhere you could go. The only thing you can do here without transportation is go on extremely long walks. That is all you could do. So I think they were going to be here and be bored, and asked for, well, can you take us in? Can you drop us off there and whatever else? So I did actually go to the help page and I said, oh, I'm new on your platform, but I do feel these are actually wanting a fully inclusive holiday rather than a volunteering experience, as they've now asked for me to provide everything that I categorically say I do not provide. And many sites don't provide, but they ask for more hours. They ask for 5 or more hours work a day. And something else I don't like about World Packers, they say you can ask for 6 days a week work. No, you should have weekends off if you're volunteering. So, yeah. So that's a downside, but at least with World Packers, you get a conclusion, whereas Workaway, they might ask to come, you say, yeah, that your dates are great, we're happy to accept you, and they never hear from them again. That happens a lot. Let's see what happens with World Packers. Oh, I did get a World Packer that smoked, and that's something on our bits. What do you not have? We do not have smokers or vapors. So, yeah, let's see where it goes. As I say, our first one is coming on Friday from World Packers. I will talk with him. He has done a few volunteer locations with World Packers. He's taught in India and he's travelled around the world. So I'll get his sort of feedback on that as well. And as you know, I do put in my profile that by coming here, they will be filmed for my YouTube channel. And that just stops me having to ask them or for them to go, oh, I'd rather not. So don't come here if you don't want to, although most people love to be on social media. So I will be filming. And he's here, did I say till when? Till the 24th of October. So Mike, because Mike can't do very much anymore, he's actually going to be using my volunteer to do all the more, don't want to say labour jobs, but, you know, like things that Mike can't lift things and do things much now. So he's going to do it and like hard digging. But I'll show you what he did so you can see. And I like to film it all because it gives other people a bit of a clue as to what sort of things you can do here. Squirrel says to Steve, thanks for sharing my link, looking to grow my channel. I'm trying to get watch hours on my other channel. I've got, I don't know, over 2k subscribers. I've had that for a long, long time. But because I used to only do very short videos on that channel, I just haven't got watch hours with this channel. Although I did look back at my very first videos and they're quite short as well. I try not to do over 20 minutes for a video. Occasionally there'll be a slightly longer one, but 10 to 20 minutes. I would say I average on 10 minutes per video, but sometimes there's more footage. So that's what I do. But I did notice my first ones are pretty short. But Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty, they are nearly all very short videos. So I just can't get the watch hours on that one. And we don't have the power or the money to pay for what a lot of you guys do to get views, is to just continually play something or play live for hours on end. I just couldn't afford to even do that. And I play a video on my lives when I'm not well, but they are all different. So that's what I do. What else? Oh, because I've got this volunteer coming, I have actually scheduled all my videos to post for the whole time he's here. I had such a pain in my head because doing anything like this actually really badly affects me. And I was a whole day. I didn't even have enough videos, so I had to edit some as well. Ones that were sitting on my board need to be edited. I had to edit some. So what's that? I post 3 a week on this channel, and I post one a week on Tranquility. I also post one a week on my dance channel, but I'd already scheduled those because they're not time sensitive. They're just dance and exercise and yoga and that kind of thing. So I'm normally posting those a month in advance anyway, scheduling them to post. But I had to do 3. So I post on this channel Wednesday, Friday, Monday, and also on Friday I post Tranquility. So that would have been, how many did I have to post? 3, 4. So it's 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Oh my gosh, I've scheduled 22 videos. That's why I wasn't really about. That was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. But that's so that I can be out there doing stuff, because I always work either with the volunteers or at least alongside them, as this volunteer's doing a lot of mic stuff. I will just be finding jobs to do within those areas so I can sort of chat and everything. I was going to just schedule the Monday one because he comes on Friday, but he doesn't work the weekend, and then he starts work on the Monday. So he starts work the Monday, and obviously that's the day I post. Normally I schedule every Monday, the Wednesday, Friday, Monday ones for the next Monday. And then just in case I'm ill, I know I've got a week's schedule done. Then the next Monday I post Wednesday, Friday, Monday. And that's the way I do it. And I'll just do that because obviously he's going to get up early. I don't want to be worrying about sorting him out and, I must get my posting done in the morning. So I was just going, I thought, just do it all. And then I'm going to spend, as long as I'm up for it, is basically the whole of October working hard in the garden. And then when I've finished that, November will be olive picking. And now because I haven't got the other 2 that were supposedly coming, because I've cancelled them, declined. I've now declined them. I've got to pick all the olive trees on my own. You see, when someone sort of hangs on, we're coming, I did have 2 more people wanted to come, and I declined them. Now on this site, once you decline them, it's finished. You can't get back to them. So because these other 2 coming together gave the impression they were definitely coming, I've now lost help with picking the olives. That's not a great thing. I love picking the olives. It would just take me time. And I am actually quite speedy. I do it all by hand. I hand pick the olives, and I've got a really good system of doing it. None of this shaking them out, bruising them, damaging them, or raking them out, or using what they call that machine, an agitator. If you want high quality olives, you won't be any knocking things out of the trees. So I literally pick. I've showed you clips before of me picking the olives. So there probably won't be a lot of filming going on at the time I'm picking olives. Even setting up the camera is a bit like, I just want to get on with it. So we'll see. Let me see. Steve says, wow. Wow, indeed. Squirrel says, that's great. Thanks, Shirley. So that, as I say, I will make a video at some point of the differences between both platforms. There are other platforms. One is called Woof, or people know it as Woofing. And I told you I had a bad experience applying to be a host. They say, don't worry about what's said. Just tell people when they come that's not actually it. So I'm not doing anything like that. So I heartedly say do not become a host or volunteer for Woofing, because the site actually allows you to say things that are on offer and they're not, and they tell you to put it even though it's not available. So, and I do hear a lot of people have problems with Woof or Woofing. They go there and they say it's not what it said. Well, no, I've just told you why. They're more interested in people paying. Hosts never pay, but volunteers pay the platforms. They're more interested in lots of volunteers and lots of hosts, and that's it. Steve said, just have to put the bin out. The dustman's coming. I haven't had the word dustman for years. Dustman, that's very English. Refuse. We have a lot of American words here because the translator, the head of translations in Cyprus was American. So we have many Americanisms here rather than English words. And we also have a lot of American spelling rather than English spelling, such as car tires. Proper English is Tyres, and American spelling is Tires. What else? Yes, I talk about the editing and scheduling and everything. So, yes. Okay, let's do the puzzle piece. Okay, so today's question was true or false? Spiral Staircase was the name of an American pop group. True or false? The answer is true. It was, I'll tick it off that I've done that one now with you. It is true. It was the name of an American pop group. If you want to know more about them, you're going to have to look them up. Okay, let's go on to this. Okay, I had a sheet of questions that people often ask. We started it last episode, just trying to see where I got up to. Where did we get to? What is the best way to grow potatoes? What do I recommend? Well, when I first grew potatoes here, instead of just growing them, I thought I would grow the same variety of potatoes in many different ways. And I did it as a big video. It was over several episodes because I want to show you each way that I grew them. And then when they were ready, which ones were ready first. And then I did videos of harvesting them, digging them up, and the results from each of them. So I did, let me see if I can remember them all. In the ground, that is not the best way. In a big container, so you could use a really big pot or a dustbin. I think I used a big plastic laundry basket, not the really tall ones, not the one you put your clothes in, your dirty washing, like one you would carry out to hang your washing on the line. That was pretty good, and that was easy. I would say that was good for when they were ready. You could literally tip it out into a wheelbarrow and then sort through and get all the potatoes. So that would be, I would say, the easiest way to harvest them. Or if you're not very good at digging, that was probably quite good. It wasn't the best way to grow them. How else did I grow them? Hugelkultur bed, in a hugelkultur bed. I did that. I think there was another way I did. You tell me another way of growing them. I'm sure I did more than 3 ways, but hugelkultur was by far the best potatoes. One of them, I think it was the laundry basket one, although it was easy to harvest them. I remember saying in the video, some of them were coming out munchkin potatoes, munchkin potatoes, little tiny ones. So I've, like, as I'm harvesting them, on the caption, I put, these ones are good for munchkins. I remember doing that. So hugelkultur is the best way to harvest. And of course, with that, you can just separate the straw, your top layer of your hugelkultur, and then you can just take out what you need for the meal and then put the straw back. And in those videos, I also tell you how you know when to harvest potatoes. Now, some varieties are actually called however many day potatoes, and that's your answer. But if you don't know that, you look at the greenery on the top, and that will flower first. Now, after it's flowered, you can technically get some potatoes out, but they will be small, what we call new potatoes. They will be those. But you want this greenery to die right back. So it's got to look dead. That is the best time to harvest the potatoes. What was another question? Name where you had your honeymoon. We had 2 honeymoons. They were literally one straight after the other. What it was from Cyprus. We got married in Cyprus. Obviously, we lived here then. We were going to get married in Mauritius. We'd got it all arranged, but not booked, not paid for or booked. And then Mike said, well, if we're going to live in Cyprus full time, how do you feel about getting married in Cyprus? I was like, oh, yeah, that would be like, it's our home now. So we got married in Cyprus. So we had the honeymoon from Cyprus. We did 2 cruises. One was to Egypt, and we went on a riverboat down the Nile, and we went to Paper Museum, and we went to Artifacts Museum. Went to quite a few places there, but all with a guide and everything. In fact, at that stage when we went, you had to have a guide. I think you still do. So that was like a cultural type holiday, if you like. And then we got the cruise back to Cyprus. I think we had one night in between. And then we had a second cruise from Cyprus going to Rhodes, the island of Rhodes. Now, we call it Rhodos. Rhodos is what we call it, but it's Rhodes. You'll know it as Rhodes. So we went to the island of Rhodes, and that was for just a total chill out type of honeymoon bit. Steve said, never heard of that band, Spiral Staircase. Me neither. Look it up. Look it up. Bound to be something on YouTube. So, yes, that's where I went on our honeymoon. So, Rhodes and Egypt. We wanted to go places that neither of us had been before, and I didn't want to fly. It's too much palaver. We don't even have passports now. It's too much of a palaver for me to have all my medical crew with me. So, it's too much of palaver, whereas not going too far on a cruise was okay. But now we don't have passports. We haven't had passports since then. Name 4 animals that you have rescued from in your swimming pool. Snakes, and I'm talking big snakes and different types. We've had Montpelier snake. I might be able to show you a picture. Oh, today I've set up my, I haven't set it up, I've taken it into the sun lounge. How I set up my indoor growing. I haven't finished set it up. I've taken the shelves. So now things that were in the shelves, because they live in here when I'm not using those during the summer, is now the stuff that were on it is now elsewhere. Right, let me show you what snakes that I've rescued from the pool. Not that one. Black whip snake. I think we've had a couple of them in there. Black whip snake. You see? There's a better picture of it there. Black whip snake. They're called the Farmer's Friend. They don't harm you. They're quite long. How long does it say they are? Say length. Why does that bit not say length? Maybe it said it on the other one with the picture. Why does it not say length? Well, pretty long. Let me tell you that. They're pretty long. I've got another one. Where is it? Another one. Not that one. Not that one. This one. Montpelier snake. I've got a video of where we got the Montpelier snake. Now this one is the one you find up in the trees. Montpelier snake goes up the trees. So it's that one. So it's one. Snake. What do I have to say? 4. Bats. Bats. We haven't had a hedgehog yet in the pool, which I'm very pleased about because that would be very sad. Dormouse. It was actually, you know how you get in your swimming pool a floating thermometer? I think I've got pictures somewhere that I've put in a intro at some point, and you've got the little dormouse sitting on top of it. And frogs and toads. Always getting frogs and toads. Steve said we had our honeymoon night in Great Yarmouth. Poor Tina. Oh, I like Great Yarmouth. What was the place we used to stay at? Gunton Hall. If any of you know if that still exists, Gunton Hall. It used to be a Warner's holiday camp when we went there, but like elite. Okay, next question. Where am I? What's the name of your village? Sterikovo. Sterikovo. You won't find it on hardly any maps because as it's an abandoned village, it's not put on maps. It's not put on maps. There are a couple of maps it does appear on, but for specific reasons why you'll see it on those maps. Even though it's called Sterikovo, if you say to anyone in Cyprus, they say, where do you live? You say Steriko. You just do. You say Steriko. If you say Sterikovo, they're like, where are we now? What are all your themes you do in your Monday lives? Wait. I can tell you. Did I just black you out then? Right. I do arts and crafts. I don't do all these every week, but these are things. What to watch on your coffee break. So grow, mow and ho, ho, ho. So gardening section. I used to do quote corner. Haven't done that since I've had to change all the format. What else? Oh, spin the wheel. Is it called spin the wheel? Spin the wheel. Where we have Forest. Forest is here actually. Sorry, I'm going to. Right. Forest. Jokes, quotes, puns and fun. Knacks, hacks, facts and stats. Let's look at a book I took from my book Nook. We're currently doing Birds, a bird book. All about Cyprus. Discover, sort, declutter and organise. Blast from the past. To do or new to you. So it's inspiration stuff and ideas of things you can do. Then we've got inspiration and creation. So that's more arties. And pastimes. I quite enjoy doing that section. So that's what we do when I do my normal Monday lives. Okay, let's do a couple more questions. What are we? Oh, what are the names of your lives? Well, Mondays are when I do those segments. It's Monday Fun Day, and Wednesday is Wednesday Friends Day. Now, Fridays on my other channel, Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty, I do those on Friday. But I'm thinking about, not every week, but randomly going back to, I used to do a live on Tuesdays, no set time of the Tuesday and the Thursday. The Tuesday ones were called Tuesday Tour and tea time chat, something like that it was. Tuesday Tour and, see how long ago I did it. I can't remember what it was even called. Let me see. It's Wednesday, Monday, Thursday. Where's the Tuesday one then? Where are you, Tuesday? Tuesday tea break, tours, chat and more. That's it. And I used to share some of my round the world holiday footage, and also places in Cyprus like you can tour. So I think about maybe randomly now and then doing those, and also the Thursday ones, which I used to really like because it's what I am really interested in, is Inspirational Thursday Thoughts. Let me see if I've got a list of what ones I posted on there. No, I haven't got things I did. It's Inspirational Thursday Thoughts. It's a pop-up, so it's not every Thursday and it's no set time. I would do things such as, who are you? Learn more about yourself and why you're you. Fun psychology. It's like little quizzes, and then you write down your answers, and then I tell you what it means by what you've said. Positivity and frugal embracement. Quotes and sayings. Reset mindset. Inspiration, creativity. Ways to make each day count whilst appreciating nature and environment. Those kind of things. So I might go back and do some of those. What is your other channel called? Well, there's Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty, and there's Everything Dance, Your Mentor, and Mike's channel, he's actually making a video at the moment, so he might be posting one soon, is Olive Farm Retreat, Cyprus. What is the name of your house or your property? Does it have a name? Yes, Olive Farm Retreat. So Mike pinched that for his channel. Olive Farm Retreat. And then we have 2 outbuildings we've converted. The one the volunteers currently stay in, so it's a separate building in our Upper Olive Grove. So where the volunteers stay, we call it Traveller's Rest. Lucky Mike was listening. Traveller's Rest. I think that's really nice. And then the other one that we're partway through doing is called Rural Hideaway. But our property is called Olive Farm Retreat, with Traveller's Rest and Rural Hideaway. Aren't they nice names? We thought long and hard of those. Yes, and that, I think that's all the questions. Oh, what do you say at the end of lives? Is there something you always say to finish off? Yes, and you lot can tell me that, of course, can't you? It's Meraki. I always say Meraki, and I've made a video explaining what that means. It doesn't mean goodbye or anything. It's one word that is a whole phrase. It's a Cypriot phrase. Some of you think Greek and Cypriot is the same. It is not. There is, if you go on Play Store, you know, where you can download apps, when you go on there, if you go Cyprus, type in Cyprus, it should come up. If not, put Cypriot dictionary or something like that, and there is a whole dictionary you can have for free that tells you translations from Greek to Cypriot and Cypriot to Greek, a whole dictionary full. Yes, there's things the same, but there's also a lot very different. So Meraki, I've actually written down the correct interpretation. It means to put part of your soul into whatever you're doing something with passion and absolute devotion. And then I also sometimes say Kratagera. I don't always say that, but I've said that in the past, and that's basically hang on in there. Hang on in there. Okay, so I think we've covered the questions. If you've got any questions, if you've been watching, in October, there's going to be the part 2 is scheduled to post, where Sammy from South Africa came and she filmed a tour of my property. And I think she did that in 2 parts. That's on her channel. And she's talking to me and interviewing me as we're going round. And then she sent me some questions, and she's filmed herself asking the questions, and I've edited my answers in. So you've got us both in our own countries, her asking me, answering. I've already put up part 1, and I think I've called that one something like Off-Grid Q&A, something like that. And then there's a part 2 coming up, which is coming up sometime in October, because I've scheduled part 2. Part 3 I've done, but I've not fully edited it. So I've answered the questions. So I've recorded each answer, but I haven't spliced it all together yet. So I need to put her questions and my answers in. So there will be a 3rd part. And she's done different categories of questions. So you've got that coming up. So do go and have a look there at Sammy. And that is Small Urban Greens Homestead. That's Sammy's channel. I might ask her if she wants me to do questions for her when I'm back to normal and got more time. So as I say, a lot going on. Once I've got volunteers here, I remove myself from everything. So don't worry, guys, if I'm not on your channels. I haven't been on people's channels for a little while, because obviously sorting out all this World Packer, there's a lot of things to film in, and I do like they really check everything about you. I was lucky because I'm already a host for many years on Workaway, so they looked at my profile there, the reports from there, the reviews on there, and many other things. So I skipped a lot of things you have to answer and whatever. They do checks on you. If you've got any social media, you have to put up all your social media that you got. Well, I've only got YouTube. And you also have to put up one video to either show yourself or clarify what you do. So I put that one up that I put up, posted a very short while ago, where it wasn't all of them, but it was a few of my volunteers I've had throughout the years. And then the comments that they said, so they were introducing themselves and making comments, and I put those in. So I used that because it's not about me, it's about being a host. And I thought that was the best way I could put up, and they loved that. So, yeah, so I'm going to be a bit busy with that. It's literally like taking October off. I will still be doing shorts. And as I say, I've scheduled the video. So to you, you won't see any difference, but I won't be actively on here. I'll still be doing my lives. if I'm knackered from working, then it might just be a video. It might not. We'll see. We'll see. No promises on that. So Friday on Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty, I've got a video all about composting. If you're into composting, you want to come and have a look on Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty on Friday's live, because I know a lot of you are asking me questions about that. So I made a video and it's going on there. And then Monday, just because that will be our volunteers' first day of working here, even though it comes on Friday, I will just be putting a video up for my live. And I thought I would do a walk one. So another walk that you may not have seen yet round my area where I live. Everything I put up, my walks, it's literally from my house. So you can see more of where I live. So I'm going to finish there today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for those who were in the chat. So that's Shirley and Steve and Tina. And Steve, thanks for being an awesome moderator and putting the links up. Steve did put under my last live his link to his bear video that I was really going on about. I love to see things like that. So if you haven't seen Steve's bear video, then either go on my last live or go on Steve and Tina Jewell, JEWELL, and go and have a look there. And when you're on Steve's channel, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. So until next time, as always, now you know what it means. Meraki.